Texas football isn't just a sport. It's a heartbeat, a tradition, an identity. Every fall, when the burnt orange bleeds through the streets of Austin, one thing becomes crystal clear: Texas football is more than a team. It's a legacy that millions live and breathe. And in the 2025 season, that legacy took on a new shape. A mix of triumphs, heartbreaks, wild comebacks, bold decisions, and a powerful rivalry victory that shook the nation. This is the complete review of the 2025 Texas Longhorns season. A season that tested their resolve, revealed their character, and reminded the world why college football is never predictable. The Texas Longhorns entered 2025 with high expectations. Strong recruiting classes, returning star power, and the rising maturity of quarterback Arch Manning created a buzz across the nation. Analysts predicted Texas would make a major push in the SEC, the toughest conference in college football. But the tone of the season changed quickly. Texas opened against the Ohio State Buckeyes in a nationally televised matchup. But what followed stunned fans everywhere. Texas remained scoreless in the first half. The offense struggled to gain rhythm. The play calling looked conservative. And the Buckeyes exploited every gap. Instead of starting with dominance, Texas started with doubt. Their early collapse set the narrative. The team with all the hype wasn't ready for the fire of the SEC schedule. And yet, this setback sparked a crucial transformation. Texas could have unraveled. But instead, they regrouped with focus and urgency. The coaches adjusted the offensive scheme, the defense sharpened, and players stepped into leadership roles. Arch Manning entered 2025 facing enormous expectations: the legacy, the family name, the media spotlight. But as the weeks passed, he grew into the role. Improved pocket presence, higher completion rates, better decision-making, more confidence under pressure. He started delivering clutch plays, showing glimpses of the quarterback Texas fans had been waiting for. Running back Quintrevion Wisner became the engine of the offense. His speed, balance, and ability to create big plays kept defenses guessing. Whenever Manning needed relief, Wisner carried the load and opened the field. Texas defense was inconsistent early on, but as the season matured, the pass rush became more aggressive. The secondary tightened coverage. Linebackers filled the gaps with better discipline. They weren't perfect, but they were timely, and their late-season performance changed everything. The middle of the season was where Texas football found its rhythm. Tough matchups tested their stamina, but the Longhorns proved they had championship potential. They secured key victories that restored confidence and silenced critics. These wins reminded fans that Texas football isn't defined by one loss, it's defined by how they answer back. And then came the biggest test of all. Nothing in Texas football is bigger than the showdown with Texas A&M. The environment, the emotion, the history, the bragging rights. In 2025, the rivalry reached its 120th edition, and the stakes were massive, both teams fighting for pride, for position, for respect. At halftime, Texas trailed. The stadium grew tense. Mistakes resurfaced. The offense looked stuck. It felt like another painful chapter was unfolding. But what happened next flipped the entire season. Texas exploded in the second half. Arch Manning delivered precision throws. A rushing touchdown pumped energy back into the team. Wisner broke through tackles and extended drives. The defense created turnovers at the perfect moments. Momentum shifted. Confidence soared. And then, Texas didn't just win. They dominated the second half. They showed grit, maturity, and championship composure. This victory meant everything. It restored Texas pride. It boosted their playoff hopes. It showed the nation that Texas was growing into a true SEC powerhouse. The Longhorns had arrived. The 2025 season wasn't perfect, but it was powerful. It exposed weaknesses yet highlighted potential. It showed vulnerability but revealed resilience. What went wrong? Slow offensive starts. Inconsistent defensive coverage. Pressure management in big games. Over-reliance on key players. What went right? Arch Manning's leadership growth. Wisner's explosive running. Defensive clutch plays in big moments. Coaching adjustments mid-season. A rivalry win that uplifted the entire program. Texas didn't just improve, they evolved. This is the million-dollar question. A 9-3 overall record and 6-2 SEC record is strong, especially in the toughest conference in the country. Combine that with a rivalry win and late-season momentum, and Texas looks like a borderline playoff contender. But competition is fierce. To make the playoff consistently, Texas must sharpen offensive identity, increase defensive consistency, build depth at key positions, turn close games into dominant wins. The foundation is set. The future looks promising. Texas football, at its core, represents heart,
Tradition,
discipline,
pride,
unbreakable spirit. The 2025 season reaffirmed this identity. No matter the pressure, no matter the setbacks, Texas fights. Texas stands tall. Texas plays with fire. If this season proved anything, it's that the Longhorns are no longer rebuilding. They're rising. The 2025 Texas football season will be remembered for many things. A rough, humbling start. A determined, disciplined comeback. A quarterback stepping into his destiny. A rivalry victory that shook the entire state. A team that refused to give up. Texas didn't just play games in 2025. They built character. They built momentum. They built belief. And most importantly, they built the foundation for the next chapter of Texas greatness. If you enjoyed this deep review, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel for more powerful stories, sports breakdowns, and in-depth reviews every week.